Hi, this is Red Shirt. Why do I say the U.S. working class is the linchpin for change? In spite of the fact that it seems to be popular now for a long time that the working class in the United States is weak and powerless. Yeah. They say that the workers are unorganized, and this is true, and they need to be unionized in order to be powerful. They say that there's no more manufacturing in the United States, so the United States is not a rich, powerful country. Boy, is that wrong-headed. I'm going to tell you why. They say that because of inflation, we're suffering from poverty. The majority of working class people are having a tough time. This is also true, and of course, this is because, ta-da, we're not unionized yet, but it's all coming. Now, the fact remains that the U.S. working class is still the linchpin for change, and I'm talking about revolutionary change, of course. I ran across a really interesting website. I want to share it with you. It is GDP by country. GDP, or gross domestic product, is the total monetary value of all goods and services produced and sold within a country during a specific time period, principally 1 year. I found GDP by country for 2022. What I found was that the United States leads the world in wealth. The GDP for the United States for 2022 is 25 trillion, 25.46 trillion to be exact. I'm going to leave the link for this down below, by the way. China was number 2 at 17.9 trillion, so 25 to 17. And China, of course, has this huge population. So when you go over here to GDP per capita, wow, that really tells a story about China. United States, 75,000. China, 12 per capita, per person, right? 75,000 to 12. Yeah, China doesn't even come close. The next in line is Japan. So 25 trillion for the United States, Japan, 4. Germany, 4. India, 3. Huge country, India, 3. Right? Anybody that calls India and China developed countries doesn't know what they're talking about. United Kingdom, 3. France, 2. Russia, 2. I mean, they're all small timers compared to the United States. Now, what this means is that the ruling class, the capitalist class of the United States, is by far the most powerful in the world. In fact, the most powerful ruling class the world has ever seen, because wealth is power. Power to make people, or to get people to do what you want. The United States has the power to get the rest of the world to do what it wants. And you see that every day in politics. And countries that don't do what the United States want, well, they're on the U.S. shit list. Number 1 at the very top, tiny Cuba, of course. More dangerous than Russia, China, or anybody else, because they refuse to go along with the capitalist system internally. Of course, they're living in a capitalist world and they're suffering for it. But this also means that the working class is the most powerful working class in the world by far. 75,000 per capita to 34,000 in Japan. I mean, Japan is the next, right? Well, Germany, 48. So the Germans live pretty well, 48,000 per capita, but not like 75. Now, of course, most of this wealth is in the hands of the capitalist class. So we're talking about potential here. The U.S. working class has the potential to change the world when we get organized, when we start winning victories, and it will happen by the end of this decade, in my estimation. Most, if not all, workplaces in the United States will be organized, and there'll be some pretty big fights. But the whole rest of the world, the working class workers and farmers of the rest of the world essentially are sitting around and waiting for the most powerful working class to get our shit together. So that's all I have to say. Amigos, keep on fighting, keep on organizing, build your unions, support all unions, support workers, support farmers. Hasta la victoria siempre, amigos.